Okay, so dating. If you're single or if you remember when you were dating, there were some red flags that come up and you're like, okay, that's it. I'm done. I'm done. So there's this comedian who was talking about her dating life, and she said the one question that she has for somebody that dates, and it's a deal breaker if they don't answer correctly. She says, "What's your credit score?"
What?
Yeah. And
Why?
here's why. She said a credit score is kind of like a grown up report card. And I think that's such a good analogy. She said it shows how responsible you are with money and how responsible that you will be with my heart. Now, I don't know if those two equate quite so equally,
Yeah.
but if you're taking care of your credit score, it does show some responsibility. And I get things happen. And sometimes we have to make hard choices that lead to, a not so great credit score. But for her, that's the deal breaker.
That's a dating deal breaker. A grown up, what'd you call it? A grown up report card?
Report card. Yep.
Scott has one when he was dating. He's not dating right now. He's been married forever.
Yes, over 20 years. But back in the day, back a long time ago when I was dating, tobacco use. So if you were a smoker, that was it. I just can't do that.
Can't taste like a trash can or
No.
what is it? An ashtray.
Yes. So if they were smoking, that was it.
Uh-huh.
Okay, here was mine. You want to hear what I would say?
What?
If you ain't got a job, you ain't for me.
Gotta have a job.
You got to have a job.
Deal breaker, huh?
Yeah.
I wonder, I'd love to hear some open mics on this. Check it out, the My His Radio app. Tap on the open mic. You can tap record right there. Dating deal breakers. What were they?
Yeah, so Michelle texted and said, okay, it's a weird one, but when I was dating, I didn't want to date a surfer because my brother was a surfer. All his friends were going nowhere in life, and neither was my brother. That's really specific, but she was like, y'all ain't going anywhere. I'm out. Linda, however, texted. She said, you cannot be younger than me at all and no more than 4 years older.
I'm sorry, I'm stuck on the surfer.
I know.
Wow. How stereotyped every surfer.
Hey, she knew a group and they weren't doing anything with their lives except catching a wave.
All right. Need to get to these open mics. These are from the My His Radio app.
My biggest deal breaker was if you ain't in church, you ain't serving God, you ain't for me. And my husband, he'd probably say, if you don't like cats, then you're not for me.
They have to go to church. Like, if you don't go to church, then that's it.
When I was dating, one of the deal breakers for me was if you opened the door for me when I was going in and out of the car or in and out of a building or house or whatever. That's one of the things I considered a Southern gentleman. And if you didn't open my door, then you were out. It doesn't matter if you're from the North or South, you can always be a Southern gentleman.
Okay, so a dating deal breaker, you had to love animals, particularly dogs and cats, but you had to really be an animal lover.
I feel like I just heard a cat.
I did too.
Right behind her on that open mic. We're like right on cue. Meow.
We got a text from Elizabeth and she said not eating vegetables is her deal breaker. Like, just be healthy. Eat your veggies.
Eat the veggies. You'll be mine. Okay, here's
Exactly.
the open mic that came in off the My His Radio app.
Good morning, y'all. I'll tell you what the deal breaker for me was. It's always finding out that I was related to you somehow.
What?
My family in this area is so huge. It was a real struggle for me, and I'm just very thankful. Praise God that I've found my wife. And, she comes from a large family as well, but thankfully we're no relation.
That's a lot of people from the same family. Wow.
My name's Bill. Are you my cousin?
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
I got a little worried when I first was seeing this story about toilet paper being smaller because I started having all the questions. The biggest question was, does that mean the squares are smaller?
Oh, no,
Because
my goodness.
if that means the squares are smaller, oh my.
That's not good.
It's done. It's over. You got to find another way to wipe. But the toilet paper rolls are getting smaller.
Yes, they are. I'm the person who gets all the groceries, brings them in the house, and I have noticed that the box is lighter because I get that great big industrial size one, and
Yeah.
it's much lighter.
Well, Scott gets the mega rolls. I mean, are we talking the mega rolls like what you see at the gas station where they're so honking big?
Oh, no, not those. Those are huge. They're like wagon wheels.
And they're not even 2-ply. I mean, they're barely a single ply.
Yeah.
So thin.
Not these, but we do buy the big packs, the mega rolls. And I used to notice that when I would put it on the holster or whatever you call that in the bathroom,
Holster?
You couldn't get it to turn. What do you call that thing?
The holder.
A little toilet paper roll holster.
Holster.
It's a shootout with toilet paper.
I know, right?
Sometimes it is, but it wouldn't turn. And then now I've noticed I haven't run into that problem where it just sort of spins freely. But before it was, like you tear a square, tear a square.
Hold up. All I can see is Wyatt Earp with 2 rolls of toilet paper on either side.
No.
Rob and Lizz, his morning crew.
We just received an open mic. This is on the My HISRadio app.
Good morning. I just wanted to say thank you for praying for that kindergarten teacher because I'm a kindergarten teacher and I'm in the same position. I have a child who screams and yells at me each day, and right now I really need God's help. I need a miracle. So thank you for praying for that teacher because that really helped me relax and get settled for my day today.
Oh, you are more than welcome. I believe that God had that kindergarten teacher reach out because of you as well. I believe you're not the only one that's walking through that journey right now. I mean, so many teachers are on the firing line, it just seems like, especially in today's very small and challenging attention spans that our kids have now because of social media and these screens. And I know it's tough, and you're a champion, and we love you, and we're praying for you big time.
Yeah. And, not being a teacher, in my mind, you would think, well, that kind of behavior comes in as they get older. I tend to think of kindergartners and first grade, even second grade, just being the sweetest little, doing whatever you ask them to do kind of things. And unfortunately, sometimes that's not the case.
No. Oh, my. So, no, every teacher, you are champions. You are a champion. You matter. We see you. Hang in there because you are definitely going to make it.
Rob and Lizz, his morning crew.
So there's something going on in Istanbul that I really think would be a really good idea to do around here. It's a vending machine that you put in like bottles, like you go and you recycle your plastic bottles.
Okay.
So when you put the bottle into the vending machine, you don't get money out, you don't get a treat, but what it does is it feeds homeless dogs. So a little bit of kibble comes out and feeds homeless dogs. I love this. Whoever came up with it needs to have a bonus or something.
So wait a minute. So if I put in like a recycled bottle, it's going to throw out a little bit of dog food. So when there's a dog that's on the streets that comes by, it has something to eat.
Yes. And it almost has like a little push window. And I would think it would be fairly light. So let's say it's raining. Somebody puts in their recycled bottle. The food's not just out on the ground getting soggy and nasty. Like it's sort of inside. So the dog has to push it almost like a doggy door to get to the food so it stays nice.
Well, not just that, but squirrels and birds and everything else will get that food. So it's just light enough for a dog to get through, but heavy enough that a bird can't go and get that food. That's good.
Right.
Somebody really thought that through.
They really did. And I love this. If I see one, that's where I'd be taking all my plastic bottles.
Rob and Lizz, his morning crew.
This young lady has had so far 250 jobs. I know. It's Rob and Lizz in the morning, his radio, and she's literally worked in 20 out of 23 major corporation groups or occupation groups. Like, for instance, she's been a chief executive. She's worked in the web and digital designer category. She's been an electrical engineer, a zoologist, an elementary school teacher, a musician, a singer, a performer, has practiced family medicine, and has worked in construction.
Yeah, she really has. She's done everything. She's gone to space. She was an astronaut, but at the same time, I think she moonlighted or had a side hustle as somebody who worked in an ice cream shop. And then she tried her hand at being a rap star, which I think was probably very short lived.
Barry, you know her, by the way. Her name's Barbie.
She's done everything.
All those careers, Barbie. And of course, the movie.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the movie. Yeah, she was a veterinarian. That was my favorite. Was when I was a little girl and I played with Barbies. I'm almost positive either she was sold as a veterinarian at that point, or I made her a veterinarian because she had a little dog. I remember I begged for that horse. I wanted that horse so bad, and I can't remember. Maybe her name was Sandy. I can't remember. Anyway, hours and hours playing with the Barbie, Ken, the horse, the Corvette. Oh, loved it.
Wow, you had them all.
I did. I love me some Barbie.
Rob and Lizz, his morning crew.
Well, I guess there's a lot of excitement in the air because of what today holds. Lots of excitement for this PSL thing. And so enjoy.
Yeah, because you're not a fan, Rob. And
No, I'm not.
Neither am I, honestly, of the pumpkin spice latte. However, I do have a friend who posted on her social yesterday that the countdown was on. She could not wait to wake up this morning and get her PSL because Starbucks is putting on all the fall drinks today.
Oh, boy.
Yeah,
I know
today.
Scott's a big fan.
I don't know. I get the pomp and circumstance from some people. I hear about it, but I have one or two a year maybe, and that's it. But I don't like call off work or, take vacation days for it. It's just, it's another beverage.
Some people do that, don't they?
They do.
Take a vacation day for today. Why? It's just anyway. So out of curiosity, with the My HISRadio app and the open mic, let us know about your fun PSL today.
Rob and Lizz, his morning crew.
I don't know what streaming services you have, but I'm very curious to know if you have Tubi, a part of your streaming services. It's a free thing, but here's the thing about Tubi. Tubi now is outranking the big dogs of streaming. I'm talking the ones you pay for, like Apple TV and Peacock and Max. Nielsen says Tubi has more people streaming than those. And the only ones combined right now that's out streaming them is YouTube, Netflix, Amazon, and Hulu. They rank higher together and outrank Tubi, but not separately. And it's drawing really close to Disney's total viewing time. Tubi, the free streaming app.
Well, it makes sense. I mean, if you don't have to pay for it, I'm going to download that and I'm going to watch whatever's on it. I honestly don't watch Tubi a lot, but I don't watch a whole lot of TV anyway. And so it's just nothing I even think about, to tell you the truth.
Scott does.
Yeah, we've got Tubi, and we've watched a few episodes of shows and movies on there. I like it because it is free.
It's free. I can put up with the ads. I mean, you've had commercials with normal TV anyway, right?
Yeah, and what kind of shows
a lot of
are
the
on
streamers now start putting ads and everything, so you're kind of getting used to all that.
Yeah, there's ads all over the place, even for the ones that you like. I have Paramount. There's a couple of shows that I like on Paramount, but they do their ads for themselves at the beginning of the show before it starts, and so it's still commercial free, but still there's something at the beginning of it. And then if you're watching YouTube, unless you pay for the premium YouTube, you're still seeing at least 15 seconds or less of an ad because you can skip. I love skip.
Well, is there anything really good on Tubi? I mean, that's the thing, even though it is free, but is there a draw?
There's a lot of throwback stuff. Tubi is very similar to Pluto TV, and I have Pluto TV. There's one channel I love on Pluto TV. It's Dog the Bounty Hunter. I can watch that all day. I don't know why.
Just
Such
don't
a
show up with
throwback.
that hair.
Rob and Lizz, his morning crew.
Out of curiosity, I wonder, and you can let us know on the My HISRadio app with the open mic, I wonder if 3 or 4 a.m. you just kind of wake up, because evidently a lot of people do, not just you.
Yeah. So mine, usually around 2 a.m., I just spontaneously wake up. So mine's just a little bit earlier. But there's no reason for it. It's not like I have to run to the restroom. It's not like anything like that. I just wake up, look at the clock, and back to it.
What's the name of that rhythm? I'm going to say it wrong. Circadian rhythm?
Circadian, I believe it is.
Did I say it right? Wow.
They
say it's got a lot of that to do with why a lot of people just kind of wake up at 3 or 4 a.m. a lot. I mean, Scott wakes up at that time anyway because he's the legendary news broadcaster and gets ready for the morning that early in the morning.
Yeah, I have to wake up at that time of day because I have to. Not that I necessarily want to, but
want to.
The greatest feeling, though, what happens to me usually is my alarm goes off and I wake up 1 minute before the alarm is supposed to go off. But what I love to do is wake up like 2 or 3 hours before it goes off, and I'm like, oh, I can go back to sleep because I'll just fall right back asleep.
Well, that's good. You can do that. See, a lot of, times it's because of stress or you're anxious about something. And you're waking up every hour. That's the worst.
Well, and the thing that happens to me is I start thinking about the day ahead and all the stuff that I have to do. And one thing that helped me because I read this is I make a to-do list the day before. And that kind of in my mind goes, oh, I've got it written down. I really don't have to think about this. And I'm able to go back to sleep faster and my mind doesn't start thinking about all the things that need to be done.
Rob and Lizz, his morning crew.
But how about the Starbucks CEO? Because the PSL is out today, right?
Yep.
Starbucks CEO, his commute is 1,000 miles.
How do you make that work? Like
private Starbucks jet.
Oh,
that's how you make that work.
Okay. I don't know if I want to take a flight every day, though.
Well, he does. I mean, he lives in, I think it's California. He lives in California, goes all the way to Seattle every single day.
Huh. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out like how long that would take. It's probably no more than 30 minutes, 45 minutes.
I think you're right. It could be something as simple as that, but still, first you've got to get to the airport.
Yes.
So I don't know how far away he lives from the airport. Then he hops on the Starbucks jet and goes from Newport Beach, California, to Seattle, and then of course you got to get out of the plane and get to the office. So
okay, so do you have to go through TSA and all that every time if you're on a private jet? Never been on one.
Private jet, I don't think so. I might be wrong about that, but I don't think so.
Well, that cuts down, and they're going to have good coffee on that flight.
For him, absolutely. Watch him have Seattle's best. Although I think Starbucks owns Seattle's best anyway.
That would be hilarious, though.
Rob and Lizz, his morning crew.
It's Rob and Lizz in the morning, his radio. I tell you who stands in God's love every single day is Jennifer Alexander. I mean, she was diagnosed when she was 37 years old with tongue cancer, stage 1. They literally had to take the tumor out, not once, but twice. And can you imagine? I mean, she could barely talk. She had to relearn everything. As a matter of fact, they took a little bit of her arm, reconstructed her tongue. What I like that she did, too, was that the area of the arm now, she put a tattoo of a star there. Just to remind people, it's like, this is what I've overcome. This is what I've had to do. And it's such a great conversation starter for her.
Oh, absolutely. And to just be thankful and even herself be reminded every day of what she's come through. So she lost about 60% of her taste buds. And so that's totally changed. We always say that our taste buds change every 7 years. Hers literally did. So there's even some taste that she can't enjoy anymore. Also, she had to learn how to not only talk, but sing. She had to learn how to eat after this surgery.
Really?
Yeah.
That's amazing. She's overcome so much. I mean, and what is it? In the book of James where it says that the tongue's like a rudder, and it speaks blessings to God and then evil all at the same time to our fellow man. How powerful it is, and then what she's gone through, because the recovery process of learning how to talk, learning how to sing, and learning how to eat. I mean, wow, she's overcome a lot.
Rob and Lizz, his morning crew.
Good morning, this is Carissa. So I watched I Can Only Imagine last night on Netflix, and Rob, I recognized your voice at the end. I remember you said that you were in the movie, and I'd seen it once before, but at that point, I didn't know you were in it. So this time I paid attention and I heard your voice and it was so cool. Anyway, just wanted to tell you guys that. Have a great day. God bless.
Oh, well, thank you so much. Carissa, right? Thank you
Yeah.
so much. That meant a lot. I'm glad you watched the movie, and yeah, you got to wait to the end to see Rob.
But that's so cool that, she knew you were in it and sort of like, oh my goodness, there he is.
It's crazy. I actually have the movie poster. They all signed it for me, so they gave me the movie poster. I have it hanging in my office at my house. It's really cool.
Well, yeah, I mean, you've got to take those little mementos. I mean, how often does something like that happen where you actually end up on screen?
Yeah, and we shot it in Oklahoma City. Of all places, that's where the movie was shot, Oklahoma City. Who played in Mary Tyler Moore? I forgot her name because she played Mom in I Can Only Imagine, like the grandmother.
Right.
Florence.
Henderson.
No, that's not it. In Mary Tyler Moore, the lady Phyllis, who played Phyllis.
I
You don't
never
know
watched
the
that
actress's
show.
name? Oh,
No.
I thought you did.
I believe it's Cloris Leachman. She was on a whole lot of shows that I remember coming up. But I went and looked up the movie, and I am definitely going to watch it. It has Dennis Quaid in it, too. I love him. So I will be listening for your voice, Rob.
Well, thank you.
I love
appreciate
that.
you. I could not remember the actress's name. Cloris Leachman. That's it. Cloris Leachman. Several people let us know on the My His Radio open mic, by the way. So thank you for the help in that. I don't know why I was thinking Florence something.
That's
I was
why I was
close.
like, I don't know of a Florence, and I really didn't watch, any of the older TV shows. But yes, Cloris Leachman, and I should have known because I've seen I Can Only Imagine.